shelves up. I bought 2 sets of shelves, and you'll see when I'm done, that'll give me 3 bays worth because I don't put a shelf down low. And because of how I'm gonna lay things out, I'm gonna have my welding carts and things over there which will roll underneath. So that saves me another set of shelves. The other thing is I'm trying to keep this window open, so this whole set of shelves is actually gonna slide down. And we'll move forward from there. That is kind of the general setup I plan on using. My welding carts will roll underneath it here. That gives me access to my 2 power plug-ins. It opens up the window area, kind of sorted out as well as I had hoped. I had thought for some reason these shelves are a lot higher, but we'll make do. It gives me a lot of storage on those ones down there for tools that I use routinely, but not daily. Well, we're gonna install the power reels that go on my ceiling. So I'll have power in the middle of the shop in order to pull down. These are Zilla reels. I've bought Zilla power cords in the past. I have a 50-foot and 2 25-footers. I also have Zilla air hoses. I have not used their reel system, but I've been really happy with their cords and hoses. So went ahead and bought 2 reels, 2 50-foot reels. A link to these down in the description. If you go ahead and click that, it always helps me out a little bit extra. This has the 3 plugins on the end, it is lighted, and it has the stop, which allows me to leave it hanging lower in the shop. Okay, comes with some instructions that got banged around a little bit, but we all know what to do with those. Plastic cover. So it looks nice. I mean, I'm pleased with that. This is a little long for me, but I might just coil it with tape or something. I don't know, we'll figure something out for that. Pretty heavy duty for this application, but I'm gonna go ahead and use these. These are the a 1/4 inch by 3 inch. So let's get up on the staging and get the stud finder out and find out where they're gonna go and get them mounted up. Basically, I think the power plug's gonna go right here, and the air rail will go right over there. So there's 2 screws that went through the housing and into these little plugs to hold this in place. Now that they're removed, I'm gonna just slide this thing over and snug it up and put this back in and ready to rock and roll. One power reel. Up and operational. So a couple of the other things I ordered are these should be Flexzilla air reels. I ordered a 30-foot and a 50-foot. The 30-foot will go over the top of my woodworking area, which is about where you're sitting at. And then the 50-foot will go over the area where the metal is going to be at. Alright, really happy with the way that looks. The same flex hoses I've been using for quite a while now. I'm really happy with these. The length of this isn't terrible, however, I might end up doing 1 loop. We'll see. This is the same thing where I need to pull the bracket off of the air housing itself before I go mount it on the ceiling. Right there. All right, I am done with the power and air reels. You can see in that far corner right there, I have my little tiny pancake compressor plugged in. That was just to make sure that the air in the 2 reels was gonna work. And I have my air gun here. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. Check that out. Pull down reel with air. Pretty stoked on that right there. We've got power right here. There's the other set. This one's about 6 inches higher right here. Got my stop right there. Goes back up to the ceiling. So I've got power and air there and there. So that bay over there will eventually be my woodworking bay, and this bay over here will be where I work on my tractor or my truck, or kind of mechanical type metal working area. The only thing that we're gonna do on this video that we haven't done yet is put the fan in. There's a fan in that corner. It's actually in those 2 boxes right there. It's gonna go up here in this corner, and then over here in that corner. One of the last things that I'm going to install are 2 24-inch fans. These happen to be OEM tools, oscillating wall fans. These mount on the walls. I have 2 plugins in 2 corners of my garage that go to a switch next to my door. We'll get these opened up and get them mounted on the walls. Okay, well, I jumped the gun and I put the bracket on too soon because I need to go mount the bracket on the wall, but I need to get my staging over here and kind of get a rough idea where it's at. Either I'm going to turn the breaker on and it's going to come on, or I'm going to have to go hit the switch, which is kind of what I'm looking for. Nope. The idea is that I'm able to walk over here and turn the fans off. All right, well, this is going to wrap up this miscellaneous video. The air reels, the electric reels, the fans, and the shelves. So we just finished up the fans. So I've got a fan over in the far left corner, your left, and then a fan in the right corner. And those 2 fans are connected to this switch, which turns the bulb on and off. And they oscillate, and they're pretty big. They're a lot bigger than I thought they were going to be, but I think by 24 inch, I don't know why I thought they would not seem as big as they do, but they're going to work very well for my application. My plan is in the summertime, guys, to turn them on and blow some air around in here, keep it cooled down, and turn it back off again, because when I'm on, we're doing dusters and working with, also if I'm doing welding in here, I can open the door and blow the smoke out or whatever else. We also got the air reels installed. So I've got 2 air reels, one here. This is a 30-foot air reel. This will be over the top of the woodworking section. I have my outfeed table for my table saw here initially, chop saw station, workbenches across the back. And another air reel here, which is a 50-foot air reel, a little bit higher up. So that would be for my kind of metalworking side of the shop, right? I'll have my tractor stored over here sometimes. Hope you got something out of this video. There's not a lot to this stuff, right? Just installing hardware. I did go buy some different fasteners than any of this stuff came with. The big lag bolts, and everything is mounted into studs. And I did think about this stuff way in advance when I was building my shop. I considered doing all this stuff back before I even started framing. But as we progressed through, I kind of figured out some positions, and I'm pretty close. There's a couple things I would like to have done differently. The fan over here, the plug-in's a little bit far away. And to be honest, that fan should have been more in the middle of that wall, because I didn't think about the oscillation factor. But I can disable that oscillation factor, and I can actually just have it blow in one direction. I think that's probably what I'll end up doing with that fan. I want to be comfortable in my shop. I want to enjoy being in here. That's also why the walls are insulated as well as they are, and everything's painted and the can lights are installed. I want to feel and be comfortable inside my shop. I don't want to be frustrated or irritated with the things that I have in here, because then I wouldn't want to be here. So that's why all this effort has been put into making this as functional as possible. And there's a lot more videos to come with you can see all those power outlets across the back wall. A lot more stuff to come there. But for right now, we're gonna wrap this video up. All this stuff will be linked in the description below. The fans bought on Amazon, the air and power wheels I bought on Amazon. That'll all be linked down below. The Costco shelves, I'll spin you over here real quick. This is a work in progress. I have to figure out the placement. I'm going to start bringing a few tools in here, the rolling and welding parts specifically, and see if I can kind of rearrange this a little bit. The next project is actually going to be the shelves that I build above these for Rubbermaid totes, for items that I don't use on a routine basis, but I use enough to not store it in the attic. So I hope you enjoyed the stop motion for the shelves. I definitely should take a little bit more time with that, but it was still fun for me. My daughter and my wife both helped me out with that, taking lots of pictures. Doing stop motion with big items is very time consuming, but it's still fun. Definitely working on that. Hopefully I'll get better as we go. If nothing else, I think you should really consider thinking down the road when you're building a shop. Like, what could you eventually want to use it for? How would you want to use it? Creature comforts, heating, fans, power, air, that type of stuff. You might not be able to afford an air compressor or have access to an air compressor right now, but you might down the road, so you might consider putting in an air drop or two, stuff like that. In any case, maybe check out this previous video. Check out the garage series, I'll have that right here. Definitely hit that subscribe button, that always helps me out in the long run. I really appreciate that. And if you enable the notifications, it's even better. And I'll probably have my brother's house link, or house videos linked down here. Check all that stuff out, appreciate you watching.